would you advise for those of our listeners who have a fixation with sugary things? We have sweet tea. I'm number one. So I'm talking also to myself. I try to eat as healthy as possible. However, in the midst of this healthy eating, I have a fetish for an apple pie. You know what I mean? With or an apple crumble. Or
I understand. I get it. I get it. Those are trigger words for me as well.
Yeah. So how can we be alkaline or healthy with our eating and balance? Because we've had great comments in the chat, you know, how refreshing you are because you're balanced, right? You're not just telling everybody to eat peanuts all day, you know what I mean? And to drink juices. So the balance that you have brought is very refreshing. You have met all of us where we are. So what would you advise in regards to diabetes and those of us who have a sweet tooth? How can we maintain the sweetness of the tooth without it becoming a shovel that is helping us to go?
Well, this is where I'm going to fall out of favor because there's no easy answer.
Okay, Sister Sylvina, I thought you said she was cool.
You know, it's a journey. It's a journey. But how we make the, you know, you're not going to make an omelette without breaking an egg. Jamaicans say if you want something good, your nose have to run. So this is how your nose is going to run. But you can do it because I have such a sweet tooth. My go-to for you know, would be something sweet. Olu would probably, if he was still on here, he would probably agree with me. You find alternatives. You find, you know, if you just say to somebody, just eat fruit. I'm here now and I'm having a mango, at least one mango every day. That's what I break my fast with every day. And before, because, you know, with the stress and everything that I was going through, because this work is not for the faint-hearted, let me be clear about that, because we're dealing with people who sometimes cannot resist that sweet tooth, and with diabetes and heart problems and different things, cancers and whatever, sugar feeds it. They're fed by acid. Sugar converts to acid. So when you eat those things, you're literally killing yourself. So I've actually lost clients who have come to me who are no longer with us. One person made me her next of kin. That's the first time I've ever seen somebody take their last breath whilst I held their hand. It comes with, you know, there's a heavy cost to this work. So, you know, we have to be serious at a certain point about, you know, that the question you've asked is a really important one. How does somebody with diabetes, someone who's got a sweet tooth, how do we overcome that? And since I've been here, while I was waiting for our container to come, I've been a bit of seemed like a loose end, not having anything to do, because I'm used to just being active all the time. I've had time to be still, and I've been studying that. That's what I really gave a lot of attention to. I thought I knew, but there's always more to learn. And the best way to resolve diabetes, the best way to even cure your sweet tooth is you have to fast, because your insulin is out of control. Your body has become insulin resistant. So you have to starve the body. So the body will start kicking and bringing those things back into life. When you eat too much sugar, your body suppresses insulin. So fasting is the cure, is the best cure, and it's not an easy thing to do, but it gets easier. So you can start by saying, I'm going to start with an intermittent fast, which means that I'm only going to eat during a certain window. Even if you say you do 12-12, which means that, you know, you can eat from 8 o'clock when you get up until 8 o'clock before you go to bed. And so you've got 12 hours of not eating. That's fasting. That's 12 hours. And then what you start to do is you start shaving off a bit off each end and bringing it in until you can bring it down to, even if it's 8 hours, you're doing better than you would have been doing just eating at will. But if you can bring that window down to 6 hours, what you do when you don't eat, what happens is your insulin starts to kick in back to where it should be. Because every time we eat, especially when we eat carbohydrates, which convert to sugar, so we're talking about sugar here. Every time we eat sugar, you suppress your insulin, you trigger insulin. And when you're triggering insulin by eating snacks and eating all the time, your body has to become insulin resistant, and that's when you get diabetes. So the longer you don't eat, the more you regulate your insulin. And when you've been doing this for a while now, I'm at a point where since I've been here, I said to my daughter, what was it, about 10 days ago, her husband bought me an ice lolly. And I said, okay, we've been here since the 22nd of April. This is the first processed thing I've eaten since we've been here.
Yeah.
And I fully enjoyed it. It tasted too sweet. Now I can go for probably the same amount of time and I don't have to have it again. So how, to answer your question, how you do that is you have to go through the fire. You have to retrain your body to work how it was intended by the creator to work, to not be constantly having to fight against this influx of sugar all the time. Right. Now, this is why I say that we have to balance out what we eat, what we're doing physically by going through the motions of eating, with how do we feel? Why are you eating? Is it an emotional response? If you don't deal with that, you'll never be able to overcome that addiction.